talking. And all right, so from the comment section, if you can hear me clearly, can I just get yes on the comment section? Yes on the comment section. Can I get yes on the comment section? You can hear me. Beautiful. So the number of yes affirms that a lot of persons can hear me. So whenever you experience you can't hear me, right? This is how to solve the problem quickly so that you can flow with the sessions. If you can't hear me or for some reason you stop seeing the screen, right? Now, all you need to do is just type on the comment section, can anybody else see the screen? And if they confirm yes, what I encourage you to do is please disconnect and reconnect back again. It could be a network issue. And when you reconnect, you'll be able to see the screen again. Okay. Now, why I'm saying this is so that you don't feel disappointed or frustrated that you can't see the screen and you think it's the same with everybody and you get stuck, right? So ensure that you're using the chat box not to get distracted, all right, but just to communicate and get feedbacks from other persons, all right? So please utilize the comment section, all right, so that you can know what's happening. I hope that makes sense to everybody, all right? So it's very, very important. Friends, I hope you guys can give me a few minutes so I'll take Abiola's call, all right? He's on transit. Hello, friends. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please type yes on the comment section. Right now, if you can still see my screen, a lot of persons are complaining that we are not letting them in. So I'm sure you can see my screen. And if you can see my screen, you'll be able to see people that are coming in. So at the lobby, but right now there's nobody at the lobby. So that indicates that nobody's making attempts to connect. So, okay, there's one person now called Queen. And once you accept her, if her network is good, she comes right in, you see? So I think anybody struggling is probably a network issue or maybe just a glitch somewhere. But trust me, we have Miss Vivian on the call to admit as many persons as possible that comes in. All right, just tell them not to feel frustrated, but they should just keep trying. They'll come right in. All right, try it now. Please try it now. Okay. All right, Mr. Abiola says he's also trying to join the session. He's on transit, so I'm surprised that people are having these challenges. I'm so sorry, friends, that we've not started, but if we don't have this smooth experience, it means the classes is going to be disorganized. So I just want to be sure we've settled all this, then we can just get started. There's a lot to cover and all right. All right, so I think Miss Vivian is here, so she'll always let them in. All right, so thank you again for joining everybody. So we will be, this is our second session, but ideally the program starts officially today. So if you're having any problem installing any tool, don't worry yourself. Okay, the most important tool right now is your AWS account. If you've not installed VS Code, that shouldn't be a problem because we also have other ways we can work with text editors. All right. Today we solved the problem for someone who had difficulty using VS Code. All right. So VS Code is just a text editor. You can always find other editors you can use. All right. If VS Code doesn't work on your computer system, there are other editors that can do the job for you. All right. So please don't allow that stop you in the course of the program. Don't allow anything to hinder you from making great progress. Okay? Trust me, if you can follow the instructions that I'm going to be giving out to you, you will be able to make the most of this program and transform your tech career. All right? Good. Now, having said that, the most important thing I encourage everybody to do from the last class was to create an AWS account. So we had a session in the last class and we learned about cloud computing, and it was a very, very informative session. Let me see. Escalator. Very good. So I'm sure you all can see my screen. And this was what we covered in the last class. We did an introduction to cloud computing. So for so many of you, I was impressed with the results I was getting, right? So it shows that a lot of you understood what cloud computing was, although from the theory, um from the explanatory, the second aspect in terms of the um scenario questions and other ones, a lot of people had difficulty in putting together their thoughts as to how to define some of these things, right? And that's not a problem. Over time, it's going to get better. And I'm sure if you go back and read the notes, there's this small ebook with few pages, I think about over 10 pages of ebook we created, right? You need to check the ebook, go through it step by step. Okay, most of the answers are on that ebook, right? So just go through the ebook. If you're wondering what what ebook is he referring to, maybe because you missed some sessions, please go on the Telegram channel and ask for the Google Drive link. Google Drive link. Okay? Miss Vivian is going to share the Google Drive link. And if you check there, check all the folders there. You'll see resources. And you can find under resources, I think, book also. And you should be able to find it. Just check the folders there. You find the book and you see the cloud computing book. And it contains the answers to all the questions you were asked during in your quiz. All right. Thank you so much for everyone who attempted the quiz. Okay. Remember, we are tracking all these things and it will be used for the final analysis. All right. Good. So we will be starting off with an introduction to cloud computing. Introduction to cloud computing. But this time around, introduction to AWS. All right. Introduction to AWS. All right. Now, before I do anything on AWS, I said something that if for any reason you have any technical issue, please just use the comment section. If you notice you can't see my screen or you can hear me, please, I encourage you to disconnect and reconnect back again, just so that you don't feel distracted. Now, let's move on. So this is how AWS environment looks like, right? If you're seeing my screen now, this is how AWS environment looks like. And I'll just click on this so I can just get to the console. Um, okay, let me see. No. So once you are able to access your AWS account, this is how it's going to look like. Of course, this is just my EC2 instance. So I'm hoping I will be able to get here. For some reason, it's lagging. Let's come here and just type AWS. Let's do this. All right. I'm not saying anything right now, so please, if you're wondering if I'm saying anything, no, not here. Okay, so let's drag this to the top. Let's click here. Introduction to AWS. All right. All right. Now, what we all know what AWS means, which is Amazon Web Services, right? Now, when you log into your AWS Management Console, friends, let me give you a big picture, right? So this is your AWS account, all right? This is your AWS account, all right? This is the AWS account. Friends, you have been able to create an account, okay? Or if you're just creating the account today, sometimes AWS takes maybe 24 hours, few minutes, range from few minutes to 24 hours to 48 hours to verify your authenticity or your identity. and then give you access into the AWS environment. But if you've been able to sort out all those creating of account issues, beautiful. Okay. Now, for those of you that do not have access yet, relax. Don't worry. I have you in mind. Okay. Now, but let's assume that this is AWS cloud. All right. There are two ways. Okay. Minimally. Okay. There are two ways we can access AWS. All right. Now, the first way we can access AWS is through the GUI. Okay. What does GUI means? It means graphic user interface. All right. The second way we can access AWS is what I call CLI. Stands for what? Command line interface. Okay. So these are two ways we can access AWS. If anybody wants to access AWS, to go into the AWS account, for some reason, mine is taking time to load. I think it's a network. Okay, good. It's loaded right now. So now, while it's loading, two ways we can access AWS, either through the GUI or through the CLI. What do I mean by GUI? GUI. Friends, back in the day, let's say 40, 50 years ago, right? Let's say 40 years ago, 50 years ago, the most popular way to operate on a computer system is through the terminal. When we say terminal, we mean an interface like for those of you that have installed Git, right? You know, when you install Git, you're going to see Git bash, right? Now, when you click on this, it pops up something that looks like this. Okay. Now, if you've not installed Git, no worries. Just look for your CMD command prompt. Okay. If you're using Windows like I am, just press your Windows bar and type CMD. Okay. CMD. You'll see something that looks like this. All right. Now, it's okay if your command prompt doesn't look exactly like this. All right. So this is, I think, Windows 11 uses the terminal interface. Okay. So terminal integrates with this, and that's why this looks like this. Now, this is Git bash. All right. Now, but this is a simple terminal that has black screen and then some white colors. Okay. So anytime I can type things here. Okay. I can come here and also type the same. Okay. Let's see what's happening. This is taking time to load, but let's see. Okay, good. Let's type in. So if I come here, I can just type anything like who am I? You understand? Now, this is a simple terminal, all right? Where I can type something and it gives me a response. Okay. Now, back in the day, this is the popular way to access the computer. All right. So this is what we call a command line interface. Command line interface. Okay. People play games through this interface. All right. Through this terminal. You want to create a folder. You do it through this interface. If I type mkdir and do something, I will create a folder. I don't want to confuse you right now. We're taking things slow and steady. All right. So this is the terminal. Okay. This is also a terminal where you can type commands. Okay. So this terminal, we usually describe everything you do on this terminal. We call it the command line interface. Okay. So you can access AWS through what? The CLI. And another way you can access AWS is through the GUI, graphic user interface. What does that tell you? It's what we call the click ops. Click ops. You want to click and perform operations. Friends, do you agree with me that if I want to create a folder, all I need to do is to click on this button here, right? It's going to pop up something. You see that? And when it brings something like this, I can click on this it brings desktop. I can select different kinds of folders here. Do you understand? And also work with this new folder here. If I do this, it's going to give me a folder here. You see that? And I can give it a name. Example at the bottom. You see that? And double click. And this is a simple folder. Okay? I just created a folder over the GUI. Now, if I want to create a folder over the terminal, this is CLI. I will, first of all, I did this on desktop. So I'll type CD and move to desktop. Okay? So this is desktop. This is desktop. So if I type mkdir and say example 2 and hit enter, I have created a folder. Now, you don't have to worry about what I did. The most important thing you should just know is that this example 2 folder, I created it using the CLI over the terminal. But these other ones where you click, all these things you're clicking here, right? If I click on this, and type example 3, everything I did here right now is what we call the GUI, graphic user interface. Just like your mobile phone, you can tap buttons. You're seeing graphics. You can click on it and create something. That's a graphic user interface. Okay, so let me be faster now. For you to create, what is it called? To use the graphic user interface in AWS. Okay, hold on. For some reason, this seems to be lagging. So friends, I'm going to stop this recording and start it afresh, okay? Just to make it a very, very smooth one. So we're going to share 2 videos to you. The first one is just